I look at myself on there and go, holy shit, what's happened to you? I go, God, I don't want to look. Whoa, it's even worse. Okay. This is Sir David the Bard. The Alpha and Omega are off today, and I wanted to do a video. I've just been trying to catch up because I'm just relaxed. I just went on vacation. All you Mormons would think I'm such an unhappy person. God, we camped out and went everywhere. And down here in Kangaroo City, there's a lot of campsites. There's no trees. There's no restrooms. It's just a desert. You just drive your car along the desert. Stay away from the grasshoppers and the, what are those other things? Kangaroo hoppers. Anyway, I wanted to do my evaluation of the current status of the Mormon Church. Now, this is the State of the Union Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Status. State of the Union. Okay, by the Bard. Okay. I can see the Mormons throwing shit at the TV and going, God, that son of a bitch. Okay, let's take category by category and let's see how strong this religion, which is not a religion, it's a cult, but anyway, let's take a look at the financial situation of the great Church of Joseph Smith and 14-year-old girls. Now, a year ago, the church sold 500, not 500 radio stations to raise money because no one was listening. Why own a radio station when only your mother and your father are listening? So that did not go well for the finances. Okay, now let's take a look at the services for the janitors at the buildings and at the temple. They're all fired. The church could not afford them. The members are now, every member, a janitor. Okay. Take your kids in to clean the toilet. That's what Jesus wants. Now, they've also laid off 10% of the people in the church office building. Years and years of service, and they got a pink slip. Say, goodbye. Jesus doesn't work here anymore. So, the state of the finances seem to be somewhat questionable, to say the least. The Ensign this month had 5 articles on tithing. In other words, we're desperate. Damn, we're desperate. Whatever you do, we don't give a shit what you do out there. We'll never excommunicate you. Just send that money into us. All right, state of the finances. Let me see if I can think of one more there in the state of the finances. Well, the church continues to have problems with buildings burning down. I don't know if it's arson or if it's just bad construction, but the church does have several buildings a year that are graffitied and broken into and burned. And that hurts because the church will not spend a dime for insurance. They just pay it out of your tithing. They're not going to pay an insurance premium in a million billion years. So the state of the church financially sucks. It's the worst it's ever been. The worst it's ever been. Okay, now let's go to the membership numbers. Now, as I've reported before, when the church reported how many members of the church were down in Brazil, it was in the millions. When Brazil did their national census, it was 900,000. So, like 5 million Mormons translated up into heaven. I don't think the church would lie about it. Do you? So anyway, those members disappeared. All right, now let's take a look at resignations. Those are 100,000 a year. 100,000 people a year just resign, like I did from the Mormon Church, because I didn't want my name associated with that. And the temples now, there's 2 or 3 of them that don't run. They just sit there until you call up and say, I'd like to get married. Could you run the temple? And they open it up and act like, you know, it's a busy place. When I was a temple worker or a veil worker down in Los Angeles, it was a Thursday in the day. I'm telling you, so because there's different numbers. Friday and Saturday night, of course, you're going to have more people attending the temple because they're off of work. But if we could get 12 people in a session, we were lucky. And the temple president kept telling us to take or put on our robes and hat and baker's hat and the whole deal, an apron, and go in and be in the prayer circle because there wasn't enough people to make a circle. It's real hard to make a circle when there's only 2 people. It's a funny looking circle. Anyway, the missionary effort. Missionaries used to baptize between 2 and 3 people on the average throughout the world on their missions. Now it's not even 1. Now it's not even 1. When you have internet and free agency, you ain't joining a cult that takes 10% of your money and gives you no accounting for it. So the state of membership is going basically either backwards or flat. Now there's more members of the Mormon Church outside the United States because they don't have internet. When you go to Manga Manga Buka Buka, those people think it's a good deal. They can't go on, an internet cafe and go, oh my God, he marries 14-year-olds and they cut people's heads off if they marry black people. Well, anyway, the membership of the church, I remember when I was in 7th grade, the membership of the church was 10 million. I'm 65 years old and it's only at 14 million and it's not there. Now, we know that 70 to 75% of every ward, if you add up all the people who are members of that ward, only 25% show up to church once a month or more. That's how they count them. So what the church has done to try to establish that it's not going in shrinking, going backwards, is children of record underneath 8 years old. It used to be just children of record. Now, if you're born and you're alive and kicking at all, you're a member. So they take the children, and now there's millions more children that have made, tried to prop those numbers up. Then the other thing is if they can't find you, and I'm hoping down here in Kangaroo City they'll never find me, they leave you on the books until you're 125. They don't assume you died at 70 or 80 or 90. You're at 125. So they hold those people on there to boost their statistics. So the state of the Mormon Church financially sucks. The state of the Mormon Church related to new membership sucks. Now, let's go on. Let's just go on. Okay, the Boy Scouts of America want freedom of civil rights to everybody. Well, the Mormon Church doesn't. If you have a weenie and you like other weenies, you can't be in the Scouts. Well, they've been sued over and over. They've lost suits. They've paid money out like the Catholic Church has. So the state of the Mormon Church, when it comes to same-sex marriage, it sucks. 2 years ago, they paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to get Proposition 8 passed in California that you can't marry the same sex. Well, that's at the Supreme Court this month, and the Mormons, they smell the writing on the wall, and it smells like shit. The Supreme Court is going to see it as a civil rights freedom, and they're going to allow people to marry whoever the hell they want to marry. Well, now the Mormons put up a special website at BYU. It's a piece of shit. I've been on it. No, not looking, not that there's anything wrong with it. Anyway, it's the same old wine in a new bottle, and so they're trying to build bridges to the community for gay marriage. Ron, what was his name? I want to say Christensen. I'm wrong. The former governor of the state of Utah has come out in favor of gay marriage. Now, the Mormon Church fought gay marriage in Maine, Florida, wherever it's been passed, they've fought it, and they've lost. So the state of their legal affairs suck. They've spent millions and millions, and the world is going towards freedom of all people. And the Mormons want to control your penis. or your vagina, or both, if you have both. Anyway, the State of the Union there sucks. Now, let's take a look at their policies, doctrines, and the way they train people to believe in them. I have told you for over 2 years now that D&C, Doctrine and Covenants 132, with Joseph Smith stating that anyone that goes to the celestial kingdom, the highest degree of glory, must be a polygamist and must take extra wives with them. That has killed the Mormons. That has just killed them. And they've held off as long as they can. But after Mitt Romney got his nuts kicked, the Mormons are looking around and going, holy shit, that ain't going to fly either. So 2 or 3 days ago, they changed that. Jesus came down and talked to President Monson and says, Tommy boy, that looks bad. You know, pretend that Joseph said something else. Now, here's what's really interesting and what pisses me off constantly about the Mormon Church. If you go to a regular newspaper, the Salt Lake Tribune, the Salt Lake Tribune reports accurately and fairly. They say they take Section 132, tear it all apart, and they're trying to be more mainstream. Well, you pull up the Desert News, which is owned by the Mormon Church. They report that there was some misspellings and some words that were wrong, and they made it easier to do research on. They never mentioned the truth. They never mentioned the truth. So the state of their scriptures suck. The book of Abraham is not the book of Abraham. Joseph Smith's translation of the papyrus or whatever he had with that mummy he bought for $1,200. I'd like to buy a mummy for $1,200, but I'd hang it outside on the porch, let the kangaroos jump on it. I don't know. But anyway, the D&C has been changed, and that whole section has been torn up, and hoping people like me will die and the young Mormons will never know what the real history of the Mormon Church is. Now, I wanted to report also, my mind is going blank here, I'm faking it. There was one more section that needed to be reported on. God, I love getting old because I can't think anymore. I just I need a Coke and some potato chips. That helps my memory really well. Let's see. Oh, the missionary program. Now most of you know I go to 188 countries throughout the world, and some of them have no idea what I'm talking about. You people in Utah, you 40,000 people who look at me here in Utah and would love to kill me. you don't know, or you do know about the missionaries. Well, Monson lowered the age of missionaries, which allowed more young people to go out in the mission field, men and women. Now, if that ain't a desperation move, I don't know what is. 50,000 missionaries used to be enough for the Mormon Church to try to gather up replacements of people who were leaving so they could hold their income steady. Now they're going to move to 60 or 70,000 missionaries trying to bring in that income. And the problem is most of the mission presidents are telling their missionaries, don't convert poor people. Look for rich people. That's all over the world. The mission presidents say, we don't want any more poor people. Get rich. Monson needs his check. And I need mine as the mission president. I need my check every month, 90,000 or whatever the perks are there. Well, you know what the perks are. Go back and look at my video. So the state of the missionary program sucks. Anyway, I want to make a final conclusion. I know there's one section I've left off, but who cares? A summary. The state of the Mormon Church sucks. People have figured out, homie, don't play that. Then they get the hell out of there, and they don't join. They go, we know you're a damn cult. And, we're not going to buy that. Mitt Romney, I saw him speaking yesterday, and he says it's just killing him that he's not president. That black man should have been carrying baggage. At least he should have tap danced his way out of the White House. Well, Sister Romney, Sister Romney, she's snibbling and crying that they lost. And Mitt said, I really thought I was going to win. What a dumbass. I told you 2 years ago, there's not a chance in hell the Mormon people are going to get elected an active Mormon as president of the United States. So anyway, their political aspirations suck. So anyway, in summary, the State of the Union of the Mormon Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints sucks.